morning, Year 10s. I'm going to do the dem for the hamburgers today, and I'm going to go through and show you my ingredients. Now also I'm just thinking a little bit ahead about what I'm going to serve with my hamburger. So I'm also going to make some sweet potato chips with this. So I'll show you all the ingredients and we'll get started. So remembering the constraints when we did our design brief is that you've got 100 grams of mince. Now I've got grass-fed good quality minced beef there, some streaky bacon. Our constraints were the 100 grams of meat, and you had to put at least 3 ingredients into your beef. So I'm going to put garlic, mustard and salt and pepper, and then you had to have 5 vegetables in your actual burger. So I'm going to put caramelized onion, grated beetroot, tomato, some pickles and some lettuce. So it's essentially a beetroot bacon burger with onion, and I've got a brioche bun. So let's get started, guys. I'm going to get my sweet potato chips in because they will take the longest. They'll take about 40 minutes. So to get them how I like them to be really crunchy and almost burnt. So what I do, just peeling the sweet potato, I put them into quite a hot oven, about 200, with a bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. So cutting the sweet potato, I just cut it up to the length I want my chips to be, and then the thickness. Then I'll just cut them into battens. So I've cut all my sweet potato up, and I'm just going to drizzle with olive oil. Now you could, if you wanted any kind of flavourings on this, you could put anything. I did say salt and pepper before, but I'm not putting pepper on them. I'm just putting some olive oil and quite a bit of salt. Love the salt. And I'm going to pop these into the warm oven, possibly for about 35-45 minutes. So while my potatoes are in the oven, I'm going to get onto making my patties. Now, it's best if your meat patties, you'd make them up and let them rest in the fridge for a half an hour. It just makes them kind of smash together a bit. So I'm just going to finely chop up some garlic. Now you could grate that, or you could use garlic paste, or whatever you're deciding to put into your meat patty. Okay, I'm going to grab a teaspoon to get some mustard out. A teaspoon of mustard and some salt and pepper. Some salt. And pepper. Not much left in that. Okay, now I'm just going to mix it all together. Make sure your mustard's all mixed through. Best way to do this is totally with your hands. Okay, so I've got enough. There's 200 grams here, so that's enough for 2 burgers. So that's nicely mixed. So just halve that. And what you need to do to make sure it stays together is kind of squeeze it. And you want it so it's all nicely smashed together. Now, going to make it flatten it out into my patty. And just remember when you do this that they shrink. Okay, and I'm going to pop these into the fridge. So my sweet potatoes are in the oven and my burger patties are in the fridge, but I'm going to now just get my onions ready because I'm going to make some caramelized onion. Now I'm sure I've done this in class before, maybe I've showed you guys, but I can't remember. But also, as I said, with the meat shrinks, so will the onion. So this will look like a lot of onion, but it actually, yeah, just sort of shrinks away. So I've just halved my onions and taken the paper off the outside, and I'm just going to slice it really thinly. onions. I've just put them aside. Now I'm going to do my beetroot. Now I love raw beetroot. I'm just peeling it, and I'm going to grate this, and then I'm just going to cook it off with a little bit of olive oil and then some balsamic vinegar. It's really yummy. It's really got a gorgeous earthy taste. Other than the fresh beetroot, you can also use canned beetroot. Okay, so I'm just going to grate it. Now just be careful, this goes everywhere and you'll get stained hands too. Okay, I've finished grating my beetroot. Just pop that aside, pop that into a bowl, and I'll cook that down too. Now there's a lot there, I just did the whole beetroot. Just pop that aside, and then we'll start getting all our other ingredients ready. I've got my gherkins here, beautiful. These are sugar-free ones. I'm just going to slice that up. Might get a couple of those. I love pickles. I've got some little cherry tomatoes. That's all I had, so it's fine. Just slice them up. And I'll leave all these ingredients ready to go for when I assemble my burger. And so I've got that, and I've got some washed and dried lettuce. I've got some cheese that I just sliced before, and I'll cook. We'll take that off there. These are the things I'm going to cook. So my bacon, beetroot, and my onions. So I'll cook that and leave these aside for when I assemble. Okay guys, we're going to do a caramelized onion now. I'm just going to, I've got it on hot, and I'm going to put a bit of olive oil in the bottom there and pop my onions into the pan. Now I don't want these to brown at all. I just want to sweat them until they start to go golden, and then I'll add some vinegar. You can put sugar in it. I'm not going to put sugar in it. Most caramelized onion recipes will have sugar, but I think they get sweet enough as they go. Whilst I've got my onions on here, I'm going to put my beetroot into that. I'm going to pop a little bit of butter in there and let that melt. And I'm going to pop my beetroot in there. Now I'm just going to do the same. I don't want to overcook this. I just want to sweat it down just to take the rawness off the beetroot. Okay, so I'm going to cook that off, salt and pepper it and taste it, and just let that sweat and become nice and shiny from the little bit of butter I've popped in. So here I've got my beetroot cooking there. I've got my onions over here, caramelizing them, and I've got another pan here, and I'm going to cook my bacon, and I'll use this pan also to cook my burger when it's ready. So I've still got everything going here. Look, I'm going to pop a little bit of this beautiful balsamic vinegar glaze into my beetroot, and I put salt and pepper into it, and it's really nice. It's really tasty like this, and that is ready, so I can put that aside. Now my bacon is also almost ready, so I can put that aside too. Now my onions are still going. I don't want them to brown too much more, but I'm just going, these take quite a while, so I'm just going to keep taking them further until they're nice and golden. While I'm waiting for my onions, I'm going to cook my hamburger. Now, this is quite hot, this pan. Just squishing them down. I like them to be the same. They will shrink, but I want them to be about the same size as my roll. So I'm going to cook them about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. So I'm just going to cook them one side and then flip them. So 4 minutes on this side, then flip. Okay, these are nearly been 4 minutes on this side, and I'm going to flip them over. And they're nice. They're quite caramelly on that side. And I'll cook the other side. Now, with beef, it doesn't really matter if it is actually a little bit rare, so you can cook it to your liking. Now, my onions here are getting nicely golden, and they can keep going. But see how they're nice and soft and there's no burnt bits in them. That's how you want them. So these are nearly done. But before I take them off, I'm going to put my cheese onto one of them. That's a big bit of cheese. I'll put them like that. And just let the cheese melt a bit. Now to contain that heat, you can always put a lid on, but I don't have a lid for this. I can just do that and it'll contain that heat, and I turn it off because there's plenty of residual heat. Okay, so I'm going to go and get ready to actually start plating this up. Onions are ready too. I'm going to just warm up my brioche bun by popping it like that and leaving that for a minute until, because that'll make it nice and soft and warm. So now time to make up my burger. I'm just going to get a knife, and I love mustard, so I'm going to put some Dijon mustard. A little splodge of mayo. Spread that over. Now I'm going to put my beef patty. Which is now got a really nice cheese melt on top. Going to, I've got my bacon here. I'm going to add my bacon. Now, I don't like tomato sauce, so I'm not putting that on, but most people would put your tomato sauce on there. So I've got my bacon, some of my caramelised onion. Look at that, yum. And now I'm going to put on my other veggies. Okay, my pickles. Oh, falling apart. And nice lettuce leaf on top. I need to get my brioche bun. Now you can do this if you need to, squidge it together. Now, just to serve, that looks beautiful. Last thing to serve up is my sweet potato chips. Now they've been in the oven, well, yeah, good 35 minutes. So they're nice and soft, but there's some crunchy bits on them. So guys, this is a delicious, healthy burger. Lots of veggies, some veggies on the side. Great looking dinner. Have fun making that. I can't wait to see all your creations. Try and make sure when you are plating up that you keep your plate nice and that you present it well. So it should really, that's a bit dirty, that plate. Okay, so there you go. Have fun, guys.